During the 1950s, automobiles were huge assets to the general population. Over the course of the next decade, car production skyrocketed, creating a new lifestyle for Americans across the nation. Not only was traveling easier, but more people took up the pastime of taking road trips. Due to the increase in road trips, many hotels were able to open, boosting the economy. In addition to helping the economy, it also drove many people to the suburbs, creating a new lifestyle and a name for 1950s culture. Advances with automobiles not only changed the 1950s, but they affected societies in more ways than one. Automobiles were a symbol of entertainment and wealth. Everyone wanted a car, and the population viewed driving as a way to get away from the dull lives they lived during the week. Cars allowed people to become daring and adventurous on the weekends and leave their weak lives behind. Car shows quickly became the coolest events to attend and were everyone's main topic of discussion. The motor revolution sparked in the early 1950s and continued to define the decade as the years went on.
The new fascination with cars during the 1950s greatly improved the economy. Not only were people buying cars, which opened up thousands of jobs and manufacturers, but people were spending more money. An increase in drive-in movies, hotels, and gas stations was all thanks to the sudden increase in manufacturing of cars. More people went out on the weekends, spending their time and money at the movies. They also found themselves going on more road trips, opening up jobs at hotels and gas stations across the country. Along with hotels and gas stations, standalone grocery stores also became very popular, and people often found themselves shopping more than they ever had before. If one thing was improving during the 1950s because of the automobile industry, it was the economy. More than 6.5 million people owned automobiles across the country in 1950. By the end of the decade, 80% of the American population owned a vehicle. General Motors and Ford Motors were main automobile manufacturers. Both led the car industry worldwide. When cars were first manufactured, they were far from safe. None had seatbelts or easy-to-control steering. However, by the mid-1950s, Ford was able to give their models braking systems and powered-assisted steering. It did not take long for France, Germany, and even Italy to catch on to the vastly popular motor industry. All three of these nations, combined with the United States, allowed their cars to be sold in the U.S., along with the manufacturers of American cars. Automobiles have shaped the 1950s culture into what we know it as today. They have changed the era for the better, improving and innovating society. With the boost in the economy, people lived happier and more successful lives. Cars changed history forever and have made such a strong impact on our nation's past. 1950s culture would not have been made such a strong influence on society had it not been for the manufacturing of automobiles.